Hello and welcome everyone to our first Sangha Garden. Grow your spirit and feed your soul with Desda Zuckerman. And I'm Colleen, your host from your Sacred Anatomy. And before we begin our first Sangha Garden, I want to introduce Desda. Um, Desda, before we bring Desda on, I want to let everyone know, of course, Desda Zuckerman is an author, a healer, teacher, speaker, ordained minister, and clairvoyant whose work is based on a lifetime spent deciphering the swirling streams of energy she sees around all things. The Sacred Anatomy is your organized and intelligent body of light and includes your physical body. The Sacred Anatomy is your own personal connection to infinite divine consciousness, waiting for you to call upon it. Today, Desda will share her thoughts about how we can each rise to this moment and will lead a guided meditation to bring us to a deeper sense of our own divine nature and a world of infinite possibilities. And with that, a heart welcome from all of us to you, Desda. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. Well, I want to welcome absolutely everyone who's come to this Sangha garden this morning from all over the world. I want to welcome you with my heart, my mind, my spirit. And I want to say hi to all of my friends who are tuning in from everywhere around the globe. It's wonderful to have you here. And if we can align our consciousness to achieve the result that we desire, it will occur with ease and grace. So I think the best thing for us to do right at the beginning is to set our intention. And I've written a few things down, so I want to read some of what I've written. And we ask for the blessing right now of divine creation on our gathering together. As we focus our minds and our hearts together, let each of us grow our spirits like wildflowers in the common field. Sometimes wildflowers poke up their heads alone, and a single flower inhabits a vast expanse and radiates its beauty out into the world. And sometimes wildflowers grow in great fields of color, a congregation of assembled beauty. Let us set our intention today to celebrate this wild field of community, requesting right now that each and every person gathered here and every single person that we know and that we love will experience a strengthened immunity, a strengthened spirit, and a healing for their mind, their body, their soul, and their heart. Together, let us feed our souls, virtually reaching out from the loneliness of isolation, of social distancing and quarantine, the isolation of fear and contraction, into the profound connection of our collective consciousness. Let's all take a nice deep breath and feel the connection, one to another. Lifting up your heart and opening your mind, freeing your body of all distortion, of all disease, of all illness. Let us call now upon unseen teachers and guides, guardians and angels, the great cosmic healers, to support and guide us as we keep our feet upon the path, to comfort us in moments of doubt and fear, and to remind us in each moment of our own strength and courage, our own capacity. We ask for the blessings and the grace of divine source, the compassionate heart of universal truth, the creative force within you and within me, of all things great and small. We call for this consecration of awakening upon all of us right now in this moment. And we gather together in soulful communion of all of our hearts and minds, our souls expanding to touch each other in universal connection. Today I want to talk about a concept called expanding capacity. All of this stuff that's happening right now has pushed us, hasn't it? It's pushed us to the max. Some of us have never experienced anything like this ever before. In fact, most of us haven't. It's really only a small group of the human population who've experienced what a real pandemic is. So we are having a group experience that is actually forcing us to expand our capacity of what we can do, of who we are, and how that self-identity is beginning to shift the identity of all people, not just you and not just me. So as we face the unknown together, this is a moment of profound awakening. First of all, to realize that, to take that in, takes us out of a place of reactivity and puts us into a place of clear action. And when we act with clarity, when we act from a place of no attachment to result, miracles occur. They occur every day in my life. I see miracles all the time. Miraculous healings, miraculous awakenings, miraculous discoveries. And in every moment of every day, the possibility of a miracle occurring, of great mercy and grace appearing, always exists. In every second of every day, the hope rings like a pure, true bell, tinkling in the distance. We can all hear the hope because it's really right there. Underneath the fear and the angst and the anger and the stress exists hope and ease and awareness and consciousness. So the question really is, which do you choose? Now, we can say, when we're spiking a fever of 103, I choose not to have this fever. You have to do everything you can to work with the material body because it is deeply congealed and it needs to have physical actions to help it. Taking aspirin, listening to your doctor, following the instructions. All those things are necessary for your physical body. This work that I do is not as much about healing the physicality as it is healing the soul. And you better believe the soul holds the physical body. So when you heal your soul, you allow all the hard work that doctors and nurses and techs and everyone from the garbage pickup guys to the people at your pharmacy to the people at the grocery store, you allow everyone to raise up to a higher frequency when you heal your soul. Because each of us individuals are part of the great consciousness of the human species. We are all one with each other. We're not on top of each other. We're not the same as each other. Thank goodness. We're all unique. Each human is totally unique. And so it goes without thinking, really, that the soul that that human carries is unique to them. And when we touch each other at the soul level, like we're doing now, there is a profound shift that's possible because you expand your capacity to think of yourself as an enormous soul that contains a small physical body that may be having some trouble, but an enormous soul that is healthy and well and strong and capable. So we are a body in a soul and not a soul in a body, as the brilliant Gary Zuckerman said so long ago. It's important for us to remember in this time, and with all the changes with the pandemic of COVID-19, and throughout the world, the leveling up of our internet capacity going to a 5G broadcast, which is affecting people dramatically, that we're getting exactly what we need to increase our frequency, to increase our combined awakened awareness. We're getting exactly what we need. And you may think, well, I don't need that 5G. It's giving me a headache. Or I certainly don't need COVID. It's making me feel horrible. But here's what I'm saying. All of us together, as we expand our capacity to be, have allowed for all kinds of different possibilities. I mean, look at what's happening right now. We're on a call and I'm talking to people in Russia and in France and in the UK. I'm talking to people in Japan. I'm in California. Look at that. That's an expanded capacity. It used to be that all I could do would be to talk to people here in my Marin County house. Right there. That was it. That was who I could talk to. But now we have a global reach. At the same time that we have our tech taking us to a global reach, and fast with 5G, we need to remember that our soul's awakened awareness is also expanding. That's what expanded capacity is. It's the ability of you to think of yourself as your soul, not just as your physical body, not just as the needs of your heart and the desires of your emotions, not just your psychological understanding of what's up, your soul's reach across time, across space, and really outside of the limits of confined, small physicality. We're so much more. We're being shaken right now, shaken up, shaken down, shaken out. And that shaking is important. That trembling. Animals, when they're very excited, like you probably, if you have a dog, when you're going to feed your dog will just start trembling. So dogs tremble out of excitement. They can't contain themselves. They're so excited. But they also tremble out of fear, don't they? And they tremble out of adrenaline. We tremble for a lot of different reasons. And right now, our whole species is trembling together. Just stop for a moment and think about that. We're trembling because of excitement. We're trembling because of fear. And we're trembling because something is happening we don't quite understand. So what do we do when we need to tremble? Most of us stop it, control it, bring it in tight, keep it small. Don't want anybody to know that I'm afraid. Here's the deal. You can't control it. It's bigger than you are now. So let the tremble of COVID simply wash through the species. Let the tremble of 5G wash through our atmosphere and radiate us. Let the things that are occurring in our lives simply be. And as we are sitting with that, as we are being with that, we have to release attachment to the need to control outcome. Because controlling outcome is actually a waste of your time. Controlling the pieces on the playing board is sort of like moving the deck chairs on the Titanic. A nice arrangement, but the ship's going down. Now that's not to say that our ship is going down. It's just simply to say that it is futile to try to control things. Now, I'm washing my hands. How about you? And I'm also maintaining social distancing. How about you? I'm being conscious and awake and aware. I'm doing my spiritual practice every day. I'm thinking about what I eat. I'm going for walks and saying hi to my neighbors from across the street. I'm doing all those things. But I'm not doing them to control outcome. I'm doing them to control the pandemic. So the outcome of the pandemic and the outcome of 5G and the outcome of all the crazy stuff that's happening now is a release. It's a letting go. It's a lightening up. It's an awakening. That's what's happening. And the more we try to control it, the slower it's going to move. So do all the things you need to address your physical body and take care of it. Don't stop for 1 second. But remember that you are a soul that's holding this body. And by allowing your soul to expand, to soar, to experience the true capacity that it holds, that's the ticket. That's what's going to get you where you need to go. So dig deep into the marrow of your bones. Remember the origins of who we are, the origins of life. The light at the very center of your physical body. Every single cell in your body has light within it. Every single cell in your body is making energy, light. We are light beings. Not because we're from outer space, not because we're somehow being hit by lightning. No, we make light. We are light beings. So just for a moment, take a deep breath and turn on every cell in your body. Turn it on. Call on the light of the sun and the moon and the stars and all the stars throughout all the multiverses. Call on them all to light up your cells, to flip the switch and turn on your own capacity. Breathe in deeply. You know, I'm going to tell you that you can't overload yourself. It's impossible to hurt yourself by turning on your own light. It's a safe thing to do. In fact, it will help make you healthier. The more lit up you are inside, the more you just radiate immunity out into the world, the stronger you feel it, the better. So one of the reasons we want to expand our capacity is to make space for yourself. Make space for yourself so you can emerge. So we're kind of all like caterpillars right now. We're all making our chrysalis. We're all getting ready to release out into the wildflower field billions and billions of butterflies. And these butterflies are your souls, your soul expanding. That will happen when you light up that interior. It makes space for you to emerge. Now, to do that, you have to do what Samuel Coleridge said years and years ago. He said, the willing suspension of disbelief. So you must apply that idea, the willing suspension of disbelief. So choose in this moment, let's just do an experiment. We're science around here. We like experiments. So just take a nice deep breath and say to yourself, I'm going to do an experiment right now. And I'm going to willingly suspend my belief that everything's going to hell in a handbasket. I'm just going to willingly suspend that. And I'm gonna put it over here. In fact, I'm gonna take my light fingers and I'm gonna pull my beliefs about how bad things are out of my head, and I'm gonna put them over here just for a vacation. I'm just taking a break, and pull them out of your head and put them over here. You can take them back anytime you want, but for now, they're just gonna sit over here. Okay? Because expanded capacity is a state of consciousness that begins by letting go of the limits of material reality and allowing awareness to step outside of physical confinement. Step outside of physical confinement. Step outside of physical confinement. So to do that, you absolutely have to stop believing that you're screwed. We have to do that together. Can we make an agreement that that's how we're going to hold ourselves just for the rest of this talk? Just for the rest of this hour, we're going to hold ourselves in a place of potential instead of a place of collapse. Now, you might say, oh, I don't know how I could possibly do that. I'm so terrified. I can't possibly, in a million years, I couldn't ever, get out of that fear. It's so huge, it's so giant. So here's what I'm gonna say, and I hope I don't hurt your feelings. Get over it. Get over it now. We need you to get over it now. You know why? Because you are an important part of what's happening. You're part of the awakening. We all have to get over being afraid. We all have to get over being small. We all have to become awake, aware, conscious. You have to be bigger than you thought you were. When you think about the sacred and the subtle, and we think about the energy around our bodies, some of us see it, some of us just feel it, some of us know it's there, and some of us are wishing we connected with it in some way. All of those things are valid. There's nothing that's more important or better or more of a result producer than any of those. All those are perfectly good. But the one thing that's consistent through all of that is possibility. You have to be open to the possibility for healing to occur. You really do. And that's your work. That's not my work. That's your work. My work is to bring it to you and say, here it is on a silver platter, let's do it. And then your work is to say, I accept the possibility that I actually not only can heal, but that I can be a leader for conscious awakened awareness on this planet today, right now. So I'm going to ask you a question. And this is something that, like I've thought about a lot. How do you say no to yourself? How do you say, no, I'm not going to be bigger? No, I'm not going to heal. How do you do that? Some of us do it by doing foolish things, not going to bed when we're tired, not eating when we're hungry, not drinking water. Speaking of which, everybody drink some water. Not drinking water when you're thirsty, right? Not praying or meditating or contemplating or going for a walk in the woods or allowing yourself space. Not allowing yourself to have the space that you need. How have you said no to yourself? How have you limited what you're able to think of that you are? Why do you believe that you are only a physical being? Why don't you believe in your own capacity to expand? Why do you say no to becoming more informed? Oh, it makes me afraid. Well, then why are you saying yes to fear and no to information? Why are you saying no to the love that people give you? Why are you saying, no, I don't need to hear that right now. I'm not going to answer that phone call from someone who's calling to say they love you. I don't know if you've noticed this, but ever since we went into quarantine, and California has been in a quarantine a little longer than some other parts of the United States, people have become extraordinarily friendly. People that never would stop on either side of the street and yell across the street to say, how you doing? What are you guys, did you get enough toilet paper at the store? Could you get food? Are you okay? People you don't even know stopping and speaking to you across the street like this, 6 feet apart, somehow is creating more intimacy than we've seen in a long time. Why do you think that's happening? Because people are slowing down a little bit. Having to be in a quarantine means that your routine is different. You don't have to spend all that time that you used to spend driving to work. You're at work at your house if you're working remotely. And you don't have to spend all of that energy that you did trying to battle the elements, trying to battle the subway system, trying to battle the traffic, trying to get yourself places and do things that you felt compelled to do that kept your life in some ways small. So look at how even being confined like this has actually made you bigger, because you're calming down enough, you're slowing down enough to be able to notice what's happening around you a little more carefully. So let's take this space and time to contemplate and to lift our awareness to the experience and the increase of the frequency in the human species, the experience of an increase. We want to feel the increase. So, what I'm suggesting is that some of you may experience vibration, some of you may experience a kind of quickening in your body, some of you may not. None of those results are what we're going for. What we're going for is a unified experience together, a community experience. And this experience is, for almost all of us, in the sanctity of our own homes. So I'm coming to you from my home, and I'm coming right into your homes. And together we're sharing the sanctity of our homes. This is much more intimate than what we normally do, right? So look how we've expanded our capacity by doing that. If you start looking at all the different things you're doing, some of us are doing things like a cleanse during this. Some of us are sitting on the couch and eating popcorn, but it's okay if you're doing that, if that's expanding your capacity, if it's making you feel bigger and not smaller. What are the things that make you feel small, that make you feel insignificant? Think about that. Let's work on that together. Like, for example, do you feel small because other people don't believe the things you do? Stop and think about that. What difference does it make what they think of you? This is something that we need to change about the human species. So worried about what others think. I couldn't do this if I worried about what others thought of me. I just couldn't. I can because I'm not attached to the results, and I'm so filled with love and light while expressing these ideas that I know that this direction is coming from the divine. So that happens for every single one of us every single day. The first thing in the morning when you open your eyes and you think, I'm alive again today. This is another day. This is another moment. And here I am in it. The more present we are in each moment, the more awake and aware we are to the capacity of who we are and what we are bringing. The expansion of that capacity is a real thing that can apply. Expanding your capacity and making room for yourself. You know, sometimes we're so busy doing all the 10,000 things we have to do that we forget to make room for ourselves on the list. Sometimes we forget that our fundamental source beingness, that internal truth, needs to be heard as well. As the one who is worried about if the bathroom is clean or if the kids have enough food or if we've been exposed to the COVID virus. That stuff needs some space, But if you don't give your own soul space to be in your life, it's pretty hard to move forward. Because the resistance that life has to beings who don't know who they are is much greater than the resistance to beings who do. I'm going to invite Colleen, who's our wonderful hostess, to please put up on the screen right now a picture of the sacred anatomy. So this is the anatomy that I see. I'm clairvoyant, and I see around people, places, and things, energy. And I have taken many, many, many years to map the sacred anatomy. I've written a book called Your Sacred Anatomy. That's an encyclopedia of the subtle energy that I see. And over the last 25 years, I've taught lots and lots of people how to access this subtle anatomy, how to use it, and how to use it really as a tool in your life. So what I'm going to do with you today is explain to you how the sacred anatomy holds your expanded capacity. First of all, if you look at the screen, you can see the swirling energy in what's called the soul layer, way out at the edge. That's your individuated soul right there. That's the currents of light and energy that are swirling and moving. And they represent the initial individuation from the core. Now, at the very center of who and what we are is the core. So this stuff is sacred anatomy. Sacred anatomy. And as those swirling currents spin out and into what's kind of like a fuel tank, they decide to form a subtle energy body. And that subtle energy body includes at the very center, kind of like the yolk at the center of an egg, a physical body. And the physical body is the result of the soul coming into expression. Now, I'm not asking you to believe in this. I'm just sharing with you what I know and have learned. And one of the things that I want to share with you is the truth that we all come from the light. And here is a drawing of what I see around thousands and really over hundreds of thousands of people over my entire life. So I'm sharing with you my vision of what you look like to me. And can you come back to me now, Colleen? We, each of us, are like a cell, like a cosmic explosion of universal awareness. Because at your core, you are, in fact, a manifestation of divine light. And we are essentially energy that's captured by our creative impulse to partner with the source of all life, with the creative force, the impulse, the spark. You have within you that spark. Remember when we lit up our cells? Well, your sacred anatomy is like a really big cell. Goes 20 feet up and 20 feet down and 20 feet in all directions, at least. And we are in partnership with the expression of the divine source within us. At the very center of who and what we are, we have a surging, powerful demonstration of the expression of the initial creative action of all life. That primary and primordial spark of life is within you and within me. It is within all of us. It is, in fact, how we function and breathe and live and exist. And when we stand shoulder to shoulder with the divine within, we create something amazing. Colleen, can you show the next picture of the core? So here's the core, and if you can see there, the spine, the human spine, is overlaid over the core. Now, obviously, there's a whole human being built around that spine. It's not going to just stand there by itself. But what I wanted you to see is that the core incorporates the spine, that it wraps the spine in the light of the divine, and within each of our spines, moving through the physical spine, at the very center of who and what we are, is the most purposeful energy that we hold. It is the impulse to life, and it is the golden, liquid, loving light of our own life force that we hold within us. So now I'm going to lead you in a brief meditation, about 12 minutes. And I want to invite you to simply close your eyes, relax your body, uncross your legs and your arms, take a sip of water. And relax. Take a deep breath and exhaling. And now another big breath. And feel your energy dropping down into your body, from your head into your throat, to your heart. Breathe in again. And feel your energy dropping into the heart and down to the solar plexus and finally into the pelvis with another deep breath. Say ah. Feeling yourself landing in your body, relaxing your nerves, relaxing your muscles, letting any tension in the body let go. Just by looking at those pictures, those two pictures that I showed you, you became aware of a potential. You became aware of a possibility. You became aware of your sacred anatomy. And this is a wake-up call right now to consciousness, to an elevated sense of who and what you are. Breathing in and exhaling. An elevated state, feeling each cell in your body vibrating with life and vitality, going down into each and every cell to the subatomic layers, down, 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 beyond the quarks, into the smallest impulse. Breathing in, allowing that you're made of billions and trillions of these little tiny fiery cells that are creating light and life. Let the life force in each cell vibrate and move into a higher awareness by bringing consciousness to the cells. Give your cells your consciousness. Gift them with the beautiful present of your presence. Breathing in, Allow yourself to be present in those cellular structures. At the center, deep into the beautiful awareness, way inside each cell. Divine awakening occurring in each cell. We call upon the angelic realms. We call upon the teachers and healers, the guardians and guides. We call upon the great expansive beings who stand with us. We call upon the centuries and centuries of human experience. We call upon our ancestors to hold us with love and care. We ask our ancestors who love us to come present now and to give us the blessing of their love. Allowing each cell to expand and to begin to vibrate at a faster tempo, a little bit faster, feeling yourself increase in tempo, feeling yourself come up to the frequency. There you go. Breathing in, letting yourself expand and awaken, become aware and conscious of who you truly are. Anatomically, your expanded capacity is the state of consciousness at your core, at the very, very center. And so now, as your cells are increasing in power, increasing in vibratory frequency, allow yourself to see at the center of each and every cell a little core. And that core is the microcosm of the macrocosm of your larger core at your center. So placing your hand on your heart and placing another one on top of that hand. Allow yourself to begin to feel your core awakening throughout your body, throughout your light body. Feel it waking up. Feel it answering the call of awakening. And now we call once again for the core to begin radiating out of the physical center of your body at the spine. We ask for the radiant light of the core to expand out, to fill you completely, feeling the core expansion occurring in the head, in the throat, in the heart, in the solar plexus, in the pelvis, feeling your spine expanding to accommodate the core, the light of the spine expanding, the light in the core of every cell expanding, and every cell expanding its light, becoming a web of light, vibrating faster and stronger. Your physical body still congealed, but now available to all the light of your soul's truth. And so we call for universal healing. We call upon the sacred anatomy energy angels. We call upon the great healing angels. We call upon all creation. We call upon life itself to heal our beloved brothers and sisters who are experiencing illness at this time. We call for a healing across the globe. We call for a healing radiating out from our cores, radiating out as we accomplish a personal healing, almost in spite of ourselves, as we're working to heal the entire planet. Taking a deep breath, allow the light to expand out from your hands and your feet, Allow the light to expand out from your face, from the top of your head, from your whole physical body, every cell filled with light, radiating out. Feel your whole body healed and returned to health and vitality. Feel your cells flooded with vitamin C, with zinc picolinate, with immune boost energy, energy to boost your immune system, paying special attention and love to any cells that bring healing energy, that are the immune system. We ask for their healing specifically, making our species stronger so that anything that comes along can be shaken off, because you and I have work to do. We give thanks in this moment for the opportunity to be together, to lift our hearts and minds and spirits together. And we ask for the integration of the spheres. We ask for a full blending of all this beautiful increased vibration, increased consciousness, increased awareness, and expanded capacity. We ask that it be completely integrated into our physical bodies and into our souls. We ask that it be blended into that which did not change, that which we had held as stable. We ask everything become stable again. We are reaching towards a grounded stability. Take a deep breath and accept just the possibility that maybe in this moment in time, you can shift. And now another deep breath, accepting just the possibility that you can stand tall in the world, that you can be a leader, that you can be a radiant beacon of light in your world, radiating out healing frequency anytime you are with other people, filled with the blue angelic frequency of the light of healing. Archangel Raphael, the medicine Buddha, and all the great healers of all the great lifetimes, of all the great times of man, all coming present in this moment to gift you with the ability to heal. Take a deep breath and feel your healing radiance moving out from that core within. Feel your hands being charged with the healing power of light. Feel your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit stepping up to the challenges, opening your mind to the possibility that you are a healing beacon, and that together we are a healing field of light that is radiating out across the globe, radiating out into everyone's homes and into their hearts, and soothing them, helping them release the fever, let go of the trauma, know that they are held and guided, protected, and sealed in the divine truth, allowing everyone that you come in contact with to be lifted by your awareness. And now putting your hands on your heart again. Say this out loud. I ask for the blessings of Divine Source to be given to me and my physical body. I ask for a complete healing of my physical body, because I know that my soul is healthy and strong. I accept for myself the possibility that I am deeply loved. And now feel yourself surrounded in the green light of stabilization, the green light of growth. If you've ever seen Ireland, the green light of Ireland. Feel yourself surrounded in that beautiful green light, the Kelly green, the beautiful light of stabilization. Feel yourself anchoring, landing, coming home, being embodied in who you are. Feel yourself now as you radiate out that truth that you can do this and be totally stable. You can radiate out heart, light, mind, body, spirit, and be completely balanced, be in harmony with all of your own experience of living. So as you lift the frequency of your life, you lift the frequency of stabilization. And now you allow yourself to completely integrate in a place of awareness and awakening. You open your eyes, breathe in, and see the truth of who you are all around you, radiant and beautiful, everywhere you look, shining forth the light of life and beauty. Thank you so much for joining the Sangha Garden. And this is where we nurture the sacred self and the collective field of conscious awakening. This is where we feed the soul and where we grow the spirit, and where we together solve our collective problems, where we come together in all creation, in a moment of presence, in a moment of awakened awareness, to say yes to life. So take a breath and say out loud, yes! I say yes to life. I am alive, I am awake, and I am aware. Say it. All right, now breathe in again. So I've been given the instruction to do a Sangha garden every single last Sunday of the month. So the next one will be April 26th. And I'm going to invite you now to put on your calendars going forward, 10 a.m. Pacific time, the last Sunday of the month. We're going to come together and I'm going to do another little talk and lead you through another little meditation to raise the conscious awareness and all of the good that can come your way. Colleen, can you come back to me for just a moment? I want to invite you to visit our website because we've got free gifts on there that are healing gifts. Please come and see them. Right there, you can see Spiritual Strength and Stamina for your immune system, and it's a free download of a meditation where I bring in specific energies for healing during this, cold season. You can heat up the cold season. But I want to leave you with one more thought, and that is, love is in every cell. Light and love are raising the vibration of all of us. You are more precious to the divine source than you even know, because you are in partnership with the divine source. The source of all life is within you. We are partners in the creation of this world. Step up and join me. I'll see you in April the 26th, and please feel free to email and reach out to us at yoursacredanatomy.com.
So much gratitude, Desda, from all of us here. I'll just put in the little chat that where you can go for your spiritual strength and stamina for your immune system with Desda, and that's at yoursacredanatomy.com. As Desda has just shared, we want to thank every one of you for coming and those of you that will be listening in the future as well. And please do join us. It will be the last Sunday of each month to the end of the year. Much joy, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.